Are we gonna spend this much every like class? Cause
sometimes more, mostly less.
Okay, good.
Mostly. Yes.
It's actually much better than I've seen. At least I felt.
Yeah. Right.
Say that again?
I thought the characters here now were much better than those in the scenes.
Why?
Because it was the tuning it of the character, you know, walking around, feeling it out, not actually just jumping into it, but you know, what would they walk like? Actually breaking down their characteristics.
Good. So part of that is having a specific, right? So even when we're starting a scene, you can make a specific choice at the top. And that's a lot of what we do. We practice on getting to a specific fast. So when I start a scene, I walk on the stage, maybe I have a shoulder that's already leaning, right? So it's going to help propel me just a little bit faster. Or maybe I'm going to speak a little louder than I normally speak, and that's how my character is going to react. So it gives me that filter, which is the same all these other things do, right? So just because you're starting a scene doesn't mean you can't have something to start from. A lot of it you're going to find, but there's usually a choice of some kind at the top. You always make a choice. So if we were to start a scene right now, you're telling me so much just by the way you're sitting, and I'm telling you so much by the way I'm sitting, right? So if we go slower, we take a second, we can make more intelligent choices. So, good. Yes.
I enjoyed seeing everybody's mental bobbing.
Yeah.
Like, people totally take time. Especially when the guys had to be a girl.
I watched myself get self-conscious at times. And, you know, do they hear me? Are they watching me? Is this right? Am I? And then would catch myself and be like, how do I get out?
So part of that, and we all have our own answers, right? Some of it is physical. So for me, it's physical. If I move, I start to lose myself in whatever I'm doing, right? So if I jump into a scene and I have some kind of way of standing in the scene, it starts to give me a filter for my character already. So that way when you say something, right, that's not the same thing as saying the scene's going to start here and end here. So, good. The other thing is that little person that tops up and does that.
Yeah.
We all have that, right? So, yeah. Good. Any choice you make is good. You can always make a better one, but just for doing it, it's good, right? What else?
I got thrown off at the end. I thought I was doing really well with keeping up with the character and being consistent, but then when you started going, Bob, Lena, I literally, like, when you said that, I don't know, maybe it was just because I was trying to think of it or something, but the switching when you were trying to switch it back and forth really quickly, I was literally like, you said Bob, and I'm like, okay, Bob, looking at blah, 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 and I was like, kind of like trying to prepare it, and then as soon as I had an idea, it was like, Lena, and I'm like, damn it, okay, so Lena's blah, blah, blah. So I kind of like, felt like I was one character behind when you were doing the quick switches. I just, maybe I was thinking too much or not enough. I don't know.
Yeah. Part of doing that is to help you find other things that might come up without the thinking, right? So, because we all do that, we start to think, and then we kind of miss things sometimes that we can find sometimes. There's so much that's there, you know, it's just there waiting